The dog I was hired to watch didn't exist. I realized that after I called the owner through the pet sitting app and heard his phone ringing in the bedroom above me. I ended the call. The ringing stopped. A few seconds later, a new message appeared on my screen. Why did you call? That was when I understood I wasn't alone in the situation. Someone knew exactly where I was standing. I was 26 and using a pet sitting app to make extra money on weekends. I had been doing it for about a year, long enough to recognize what a normal booking looked like. Most owners sent more information than I needed. Feeding schedules, medication instructions, emergency contacts, veterinarian numbers, warnings about which cabinet the dog could open. This booking was different, but not different enough to make me reject it. The owner's name was Eric. His profile showed an older golden retriever named Milo. There were several photos, Milo sleeping on a couch, wearing a faded red bandana, and sitting beside a fireplace. Eric said there had been a family emergency and he needed someone to check on Milo that evening. He apologized for not arranging a meet and greet. The instructions seemed detailed. The key was in a lockbox beside the front door. Milo was nervous around strangers and might hide upstairs. His treats were supposedly in the laundry room. It was a short visit with decent pay. I accepted it. The house was in a quiet suburban neighborhood about 20 minutes away. I arrived just before 6. It was still light out, and the street looked completely normal. Someone was washing a car 2 houses down. A woman walked past with a stroller while I parked. The house had pale siding, trimmed bushes, and a real estate sign lying face down beside the garage. I noticed it, but assumed the property had recently sold. There were no cars in the driveway. I messaged Eric to say I was outside. He answered almost immediately. Great. Milo may hide when you enter. Give him a minute. The lockbox code worked. I opened the door and called Milo's name. Nothing moved. That wasn't automatically suspicious. Some anxious dogs freeze or hide when a stranger enters. But they usually make some sound. Nails shifting upstairs. A collar tag tapping against furniture, breathing behind a door. This house was silent. I stepped into the living room. The furniture looked staged rather than lived in. The cushions were perfectly arranged, and the glass coffee table had no fingerprints on it. More importantly, I saw no evidence of a golden retriever. No hair along the baseboards. No scratches near the door. No leash, toys, blankets, or half-chewed objects. Golden retrievers leave traces everywhere, especially older ones. I called Milo again. My phone vibrated. He's probably in the laundry room. I found the laundry room near the kitchen. A large crate sat against the wall with a clean blanket inside. There was a plastic water bowl beside it, but the bowl was bone dry. The floor underneath had no water marks. I opened the cabinet Eric had mentioned. No treats. Just paper towels and a few spare light bulbs. A 12-year-old dog should have had food, medication, or at least a bowl that looked used. The room felt like someone had looked up what dog owners usually owned and placed a few items there. I messaged Eric. I can't find Milo. Is anyone else able to confirm he's inside? The typing indicator appeared right away. He's upstairs. Last bedroom on the left. I stood at the bottom of the staircase and looked up. The second floor was darker than the first. All the doors appeared closed except one at the end of the hallway. I heard a floorboard creak. It was soft, but clear. Milo. Another message arrived. He's under the bed. You'll need to pull him out. That instruction made no sense. A frightened dog, especially a large one, should never be dragged from a hiding place by someone it had never met. Any experienced owner would know that. I wrote, I'm going to wait downstairs. He can come out when he's ready. Eric replied, he won't. Go get him. There was no polite tone anymore. I opened his profile and pressed the call button. For a moment, nothing happened. Then a phone began ringing upstairs. The sound came from the open bedroom. I stayed completely still, listening to it echo down the hallway. I ended the call. The ringing stopped. Then came the message, why did you call? I backed toward the front door. Another floorboard creaked upstairs, but this time I couldn't tell whether it was weight or the house settling. I reached for the deadbolt. My phone buzzed before I touched it. "Don't leave the door open. Milo will run." The door was closed. I had not told Eric I was leaving. I looked around the living room and noticed a small black device above the hallway opening. At first glance, it looked like a smoke detector, but a tiny green light blinked on its side. That was enough. I unlocked the door and stepped outside. The air on the porch felt colder than it had a few minutes earlier. I had almost reached the walkway when the gate beside the house opened. A man came out carrying a red leash. He was in his late 30s, wearing a baseball cap and a gray sweatshirt. He smiled at me like there was nothing unusual about finding him there. "You must be Claire." That was the name on my sitter profile. I kept moving toward the street. He raised the empty leash. "You left the front door open." Milo got into the side yard. I closed it. He pushed it open. The man pointed toward the narrow space beside the house. I couldn't see beyond the gate. The passage between the fence and the wall was already dark. "He's scared," the man said. "You need to help me get him." There was something almost irritated in his voice, as if I had caused a problem he expected me to fix. "I'll get his treats from my car." "You don't need treats." He stepped closer. I pressed the panic button on my key fob. My car alarm erupted at the curb. The horn echoed between the houses. A porch light came on across the street, and someone opened a front door nearby. The man stopped. His expression changed, not frightened, just frustrated. I walked backward until I reached my car, got inside, and locked the doors. He stayed beside the gate, still holding the leash. I drove to a crowded shopping center and parked near the entrance. The app kept sending notifications. "Where are you going?" "Then, Milo is waiting." I contacted the platform through its emergency support chat and sent them the address, the messages, and screenshots of the profile. While I waited for a response, I searched the property online. The house was vacant. It had been listed for sale for months. The photos showed empty rooms, including the bedroom where the phone had rung. The same lockbox was visible beside the front door in one of the listing pictures. I searched the dog's image next. Milo's photos belonged to a family several states away. Their dog had died the previous year. The pet sitting account disappeared before support answered me. The conversation vanished with it. For a while, I tried to convince myself the man only wanted to steal my purse or car. That explanation felt manageable. But he had arranged the booking around my profile. He knew my name before I arrived. He had placed a phone upstairs and something that looked like a camera inside the house. The dog was there to make me search rooms without questioning why. I stopped taking bookings without a meet and greet after that. Months passed, and I eventually started accepting jobs again, but only from established profiles with verified reviews. Then one afternoon, a new request appeared. Different owner. Different neighborhood. The profile photo showed a small brown dog instead of a golden retriever. The message said the owner had a family emergency and couldn't meet me first. The key would be waiting in a lockbox. I was about to decline when I noticed the dog's name. Milo. Before I could take a screenshot, the request disappeared. A private message arrived from an account with no profile picture. It contained only one sentence: "You never checked upstairs."